5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems go with Josh Appelbaum starts now.
Hello and welcome to episode 501 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I am your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Another day here in the arena, guys, and another day where we got wall-to-wall MLB betting coverage. That's right. Unlike yesterday where we only had 8 games to choose from, we got a full stack slate today, 15 games overall, and I stumbled upon 3 bets. Love our 3-packs here. As always, again, having realistic expectations, knowing that it's difficult to win on a daily basis, overcoming the sharp lines, the odds maker set, overcoming the juice, and avoiding bad beats. Don't get me started about the Pittsburgh Pirates last night. But either way, guys, 3-pack. Let's try to go 2-1, eke out a winning night. Also, one short favorite, and the other 2 are underdogs. So a couple of these teams that have really sharp line movement in their favor, along with all 3 of these games tonight, really good sharp mush edges from our friends at Juice Reel. So you hear me talk about Juice Reel all the time. You can get the All Systems Go best bet picks from Juice Reel for $4.99 a week. That's $4.99 a week. But you also get those sharp mush edges. So basically what Juice Reel does is when you sign up for Juice Reel and you sync up your sports books, Juice Reel then keeps a running record, and you get this as a bettor, the report card. You're basically your performance. And what Rhythm does, or what Juice Reel does, I should say, is when you make a bet, they compile everybody in the app who is betting one side or the other, and they lump you into the sharp or the square category. And basically the winning bettors, when they are heavy on one side versus opposite side being a lot of square losing bettors, you get that sharp mush edge with a percentage. So I always like it when I start with my market research. Okay, line opened here, it's moved to here. Okay, splits are this and that. Okay, here are my system matches. And then, of course, what do my Rhythm recommendations say? But then, of course, when I get to Juice Reel, if I have a sharp mush edge, or maybe we overlap with a official Juice Reel best bet pick, a Robo Jackson pick, that's a great cherry on top. Makes me more confident in placing my bet. So 3-pack overall, couple dogs, 1 short favorite, 2-in-1 night will be great, especially with some plus money prices out there. And also, I want to talk and continue to talk about odds boost, coin boost bonuses, because it kind of dawned on me. Because if you follow the bets in the Juice Reel app, you might be seeing my plays at a way better price than what your plays are at. And you might ask yourself, okay, is he faking his records? No, because number one, you can't fake on Juice Reel. That's why Juice Reel is so great, because it's all about the bet sync. Once you place a bet, you can't delete it, you can't adjust it. But they'll see a little lightning bolt icon on Juice Reel. That means it was an odds boost or a promo. So I always want to highlight the fact that, hey, MLB, there's a lot of grinders out there who bet MLB every day, but there are a lot of people who don't bet MLB at all. So the sports books, this is kind of the slow part of the year, and they're fighting for your business, fighting for your service. So as always, when you shop for the best line, we're looking at, okay, what book is giving me the best price? But here's the thing. If every book is at, minus 130, but yet one book has an odds boost to bring it down to minus 110, what are you going to do? The smart move would be bet the game at the odds boost book, giving you the best price. So keep that in mind before you bet an MLB game. Again, log into your app, go to the top, go to promos. Sometimes you got to click the opt-in button. And I also saw this thing on FanDuel, which I've been using, where it's free, it costs you nothing, but it's called like the Daily Dinger or something. And if you pick a guy, it's free. So I wouldn't do it if I had to bet on it. But basically it says pick a guy who's going to hit a home run today. And I picked Junior Caminero the other day, and it hit, and it gave me an odds boost. So again, these are the little things that can help you stack units, hopefully have a more successful season. But either way, guys, 3-pack, trying to go 2-in-1, eke out a winning day. Looking back to our last night, 1-in-1 minus 0.12 units, so basically a wash. Now, we had a great hit with the San Diego Padres. They're up 3-1. Then they gave up a grand slam to Ballesteros, the catcher, who I feel like every time I watch a Cubs game, the guy's getting a hit. But luckily, they turned it on, held on, and won 9-7. So Padres were a great dog to fave line move that came through. But oh my God, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I alluded to it earlier, but I am so freaking annoyed by the Pirates last night. They're up 2-0. They're looking good. Top of the 8th, there's a guy for Cardinals who gets on base, and then a base hit up the middle. I'm like, here we go again. No, I think it was 1 out at the time. First and second, 1 out. Okay, we're in trouble. It looks like it's a base hit up the middle. Brandon Lau makes an epic backhanded play, and then he basically flips it from his glove to Griffin, and they turn an incredible double play. It's one of the most beautiful double plays you've ever seen. I'm like, okay, here we go. All we got to do is close it out in the ninth. They bring in Dennis Santana, who, by the way, I think had a 0.69 ERA going into last night. He's been one of the best closers in baseball. And this is why baseball, sometimes you love it, sometimes you hate it. This guy has been unhittable all year. What does he do? He gives up 4 runs in the ninth inning, blows the save, and we lose 4-2 when we are leading 2-0 going into the ninth. So it's always frustrating when you get to the almost get to the finish line. You're tasting a victory, and then what happens? The closer blows it for you. So Dennis Santana, you are voted off the island. You are dead to me. What an epic, terrible, disgusting Pirates collapse last night. And that's baseball. Like, sometimes you go 1-1 minus 0.12 units. Like, okay, whatever, it's a wash. But you know what? That should have been a 2-0 if not for the Pirates blowing it. But hey, sometimes we got great comebacks that come in our direction. Other times, as people like to say, whiskey in a revolver, because that's how frustrating baseball can be. But man, 2-0 going in the ninth, and they can't win that game. Pathetic by Santana in the Buccos. But either way, guys, going to get right back at it today. Maybe we'll see one of those breaks go our way. Maybe we'll be trailing. I hope not, but maybe we'll be trailing top of the ninth, and we'll score some runs to win it. So without further ado, 3-pack, let's dive right into them. First one on the board, early matchup here, 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time, first pitch. Tampa Bay Rays visiting the Cleveland Guardians. Now let's set the stage, talk splits, line moves, system matches, and I'll give you my play for this one. Now, the Rays come in 17-11 on the year. They won last night's series opener 3-2 and cashed as a +120 road dog. For tonight's early evening rematch, remember, it's a 6:10 game, so if you want to play it, you got to get it in early. Don't assume it's a 7 o'clocker. But we do have the Rays going with the righty Nick Martinez. He's been pretty good, 1-1 on the year, 2.10 ERA. He'll be opposed by the Guardians' Tanner Bybee, who's 0-3 with a 4.45 ERA. And the Guardians, by the way, 500. They're 15-15. So what have we seen across the board here? Well, this game opened with Cleveland listed as a pretty short favorite, around -120, -125. Tampa Bay around a +105 road dog. And Sharps are banking on the Guards to bounce back here, because we've seen this line move in favor of Cleveland. -120, -125, now up to -130, -135. So a little bit of movement in the direction of the Guards. Now, I did notice a pretty good bet split in particular on the run line, which would be -1.5, +155. Again, maybe you guys out there have been playing these run lines and you're happier than me because you're cashing them. Or maybe sometimes you go run line and you win by 1 and you're annoyed and you should have gone money line. So it gives and it takes. But I did notice on the run line, -1.5, +155 for the Guards to win by 2 or more. That at DraftKings they're only getting 43% of spread bets, but 64% of spread dollars. So I just went money line Cleveland. I'll get to them in a second because you can find them around -130, -135. But if you do like the run line, looks like Sharps do like that play there at a juicier price to win by 2 or more. Now, one system that I really like with Cleveland, and it gets a little wonky, so just bear with me. If you're a Game 2 home favorite who lost the series opener and you made the playoffs last year and you're getting 5 cents of steam or more in your direction, that system is 36-19, 66%, 5% ROI since 2025. And this year it's 9-3, 75% with a 19% ROI. So you lose the opener. Game 2, which will be tonight, you're the home favorite. The crowd expected to win. You made the playoffs. You're probably a good team. But the key to me is that line movement, 5 cents or more, telling us respective money has come down in your favor. All match with Cleveland. Cleveland also have that betting system value as a non-division favorite. So Cleveland AL Central, Tampa Bay AL East. Lack of familiarity benefiting the better team. Then also favorite low total. Total in this one is 7.5, just under. Could be a low-scoring game, 7.5 under, -115, -120. But once again, fewer amount of expected runs scored, more likely to come from, quote-unquote, that better team. And then here's another system that I really like with Cleveland. Cleveland in a bounce-back spot. When they lose a game, the next game they come back and win 11-3. So they win 11 of the 14 times when they lose. 11-3, 79%, 65% ROI off a loss this year. That makes them the best number 1 bounce back team in all of MLB. Lastly, popped open Juice Reel. As I mentioned, all 3 games tonight got really good sharp mush edges. 21% sharp mush edge on Cleveland tonight. So 21% more of the sharper winning bettors also going with the Guardians. Now, I mentioned odds boosts and bonuses and all that kind of fun stuff. Guardians at Fanatics, they were at minus 130, and I got them boosted all the way down to minus 101. So basically even money. Again, if you don't have Fanatics, basically I'll just let you know, the big odds boost ones that I'm seeing now, I never seem to see it at Caesars. I see it a lot at DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, and Fanatics. Ballybet doesn't seem to boost either. And I'm actually thinking Ballybet might be limiting me or also jacking up my prices because Ballybet is way off. Who knows if that's true or not. But either way, guys, Guardians are on minus 130 for the purposes of the pod. But if you do have Fanatics, you can get them boosted down to minus 101. Basically, even money there. But either way, let's go Guardians. Next one for you, 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch. Boston Red Sox visiting the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, one quick note, because my buddy Darush DM'd me the other day and said, what the heck's going on with the Red Sox? Well, they fired, obviously, Alex Cora, who I admit wasn't being great as a manager. He was arguing with ownership, and his lineups were weird, and it just seemed like the mojo wasn't there. But I absolutely cannot stand Craig Breslow or the cheapskate Mr. Burns owner, John Henry, because John Henry, did you know, and again, the rebuttal is, John Henry broke the curse. They won 4 World Series. Great. But you know what? I don't want 1 World Series every 5 years. I want to be competitive every year. And the Red Sox are trying to act like the Milwaukee Brewers or Tampa Bay Rays. But here's the little known fact. John Henry, I believe he bought the Red Sox for like $600 million in like 2000, whatever that was. They're worth $5 billion now. So you buy something for $600 million and now they are worth $5 billion, and you're telling me you can't re-sign Alex Bregman? You're telling me you can't get a third baseman who actually has some power? Red Sox are like 15th in payroll, and yet Henry makes all this money. And you know what? If I was an owner, I would take a profit, but I would spend all my money on good players. And this is me as a person who will probably never be an owner. But anyway, Breslow, I blame Henry for being a cheapskate. And also hiring bots and robots and people who don't know what they're doing and have never played baseball. Guys like Craig Breslow, who actually did play baseball. I got to amend that. But he's a robot. He's one of those analytics people who, again, in Moneyball, the Brad Pitt scene where the old crusty managers and scouts are like, what are you doing? Actually, Moneyball ended up working for a small club like the A's. But the Red Sox ain't the A's. And Craig Breslow, who made some terrible trades. Mookie Betts, I got to blame that on Chaim Bloom. But Rafael Devers for a bunch of scrubs. Yet Harrison ends up being a really good pitcher for Milwaukee. Traded him for Durbin, who stinks at third base. And then obviously, the Chris Sale trade was a complete flop. And then, again, making some terrible moves along the way that, again, have not benefited and just not having any offense. I say all that by saying Breslow to me is the problem, not Cora. Anyway, that being said, I guess I'm on all sides of the plate today. I'm on the Red Sox tonight. Fired their manager. 1, 2 in a row. Now 3 in a row. Let's see if they can make it 4 in a row. Now, 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time tonight up in Canada. Red Sox, who are 12-17. They won the opener 5-0 last night. Came through as a plus 115 road dog. Tonight's rematch, the Red Sox are going with the lefty Peyton Tolley. He's one of their young top prospects. Lefty 0-0. 1.50 ERA his first start of the year against the Yankees. Pitched pretty well. Blue Jays 12-16, kind of struggling here after making the World Series. They're going to go with the righty Trey Yesevich, who's making his debut. Highly touted prospect as well. He went 1-0, 3.21 ERA last season. Now, what have we seen across the board? Well, this game opened with Toronto around a minus 125 home favorite, Boston around a plus 105 road dog. And the public doesn't know what to do. They're pretty much down the middle. They know Toronto is probably the better team. Both teams are about the same record, but went to the World Series last year. Yet the Red Sox, even though they have struggled this year, kind of a bigger name club, and public doesn't know what to do. They're 50-50, basically right down the middle. However, even though the money line splits are 50-50, this line is dropped away from Toronto and toward Boston. So in a vacuum, line shouldn't move at all 50-50 because theoretically odds makers have balanced action. No need to adjust the price. However, this game opened Toronto minus 125. Now the Jays are down to minus 115. Red Sox open plus 105. Now they're minus 105. So if the tickets are even, why are we seeing this line go toward Boston? Tells me smart money's on the Red Sox here. At DK, if we want to get specific, 48% bets, 56% dollars on Boston. money line, so a little bit low bets, higher dollars there. Dogs off a win, like the Red Sox here, 94 and 103, 48%. But remember, 48% on a dog because of the plus money payouts. That's actually a 5% ROI. And then also the Red Sox have betting system value as a divisional dog. So the built-in familiarity leveling the playing field, benefiting the team, getting a plus money payout or more variance, more upset opportunities. Lastly, popped open juice reel, 33% sharp mush edge on the Red Sox. So I'm going Sox here, guys. Now, Red Sox, you can still get plus 100 at FanDuel, but I had a FanDuel boost, 50% or 50-cent boost. So I got the Red Sox plus 150, believe it or not. But again, purpose of the pod, we'll call it plus 100. Shop around because a lot of books are minus 105. But remember, FanDuel, boosting it to plus 150. Let's go Red Sox. Last bet of the night, 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time, first pitch. Let's look at the Seattle Mariners visiting the Minnesota Twinkies. Now, Twins come in 13 and 16 on the year. They won last night's series opener 11-4. Came through as a plus 105 home dog. Rematch for tonight. Mariners, who are 14 and 16, they're going to go with the righty Logan Gilbert. He's 1-3 with a 4.36 ERA. Twins, meanwhile, going with their righty ace Joe Ryan, who's 2-2 with a 3.90 ERA. So what have we seen across the market here? Well, I think if you like the Red Sox, you like the Minnesota Twins here tonight. Same sort of thing. Dog with a line move. Because we open this game, Seattle around minus 130 road favorite, Minnesota a plus 110 home dog. And the public, they're not split 50-50 like the Red Sox game. They're actually pretty heavy on Seattle, 62% of moneyline bets. This is where you get that favoritism, that bias. Twins historically a scrub team. Seattle, deep playoff run last year. So public is saying, hey, take Seattle. However, even though nearly 2/3 of bets are on Seattle, the Mariners have fallen minus 130 down to minus 125. Some books even down to minus 120. This signals reverse line movement, as you guys know, on Minnesota. So public's on Seattle, yet the line's going to Minnesota, plus 110 down to plus 105. Twins only getting 40% of moneyline bets, but 80% of moneyline dollars at Circa. So it tells us we got big smart money in the desert going with the Twins here. Twins match quite a few systems for me. Home dogs, 67 and 76, 47%, but a 3% ROI because of the plus money payouts. Dogs off a win, same match with the Red Sox, 48% this year, 5% ROI. And if you are a short home dog, plus 120 or less, since the start of last year, those teams are 323 and 297, 52%. You don't need me to tell you, if you're 52% on a dog system, that's pretty good. That's a 6% ROI. Twins, slightly better bats. Hope they come alive and get to Gilbert. Hope Ryan pitches the gem. But the Twins they have a 329 on base percentage. They've scored 143 runs. Mariners 322 on base, only scored 122 runs. Ryan, as I mentioned, 2.45 ERA at home, pretty good. 4.64 on the road, so he's been better at home. He's home tonight. Minnesota, by the way, 8-6 at home this year, so they are a below 500 team overall, but they are an above 500 team at home. Seattle, 4-9 on the road this year, one of the worst road teams. Lastly, I noticed a 50%, big 50% sharp mush edge on Minnesota tonight at Juice Reel, and also 3 rhythm system matches, all recommending to take Minnesota tonight. So shop around, find the best price you can, guys. Most books are plus 105. I noticed FanDuel is at plus 108. And BetMGM, I think you can boost it up to like plus 110. But taking a shot here on the Twinkies. So Guardians, Red Sox, Twins. So you can get 2 out of 3, eke out a winning night on a big Tuesday. So that about does it for episode 501 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. This is the part of the pod where we wrap things up, and I always start first by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for grinding in the arena with me every single day through the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, the terrible blown saves by the Pirates last night, the great comeback wins like the Padres. But either way, guys, I'm so humbled and honored to host this pod. And basically, I think of it as just me and my buddies, like you guys out there listening, pulling up a chair to the virtual bar, making sharp data-driven bets, trying to piece together the puzzle of all the numbers, not what our bias and our gut instinct is telling us. But if you do enjoy this pod, can you do me a solid? Could you please give this podcast a 5-star review on Spotify or iTunes? If you want to leave a nice comment under rate and review, that's awesome. If you want to click the follow button, that way you get alerted with a notification on your phone as soon as the pod drops each day, or recommend the pod to a friend, or retweet the pod when I put it out on Twitter each day at Josh_insights. All or any of those things would be very much appreciated. Next, do you have a live odds page? Actually, don't let me get ahead of myself. I can't believe I screwed up my own spiel. It's not like I've said it 500 times before, but if you do enjoy these betting insights and this approach to betting and this style of betting, data-driven, sharp contrarian philosophy, if you want to learn more about data-driven betting, or maybe you have someone in your life who could use some data-driven tips, maybe someone who bets a lot and loses a lot and has no strategy, just throwing darts, betting based off emotion, chasing when they're struggling, doubling down when they're in the hole. Don't do any of those things. But maybe you have someone who could use some tips. Maybe someone you know who wants to get into sports betting, newly legalized state, or maybe you just want to make my day. Let me know you appreciate the pod. If any of that is the case, I would love for you to go to Amazon.com and type in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook. Those are the two books that I've written. Very proud of both. Great insights. I know Mother's Day, Father's Day is coming up. Anyone out there who needs to come up with a gift idea, maybe the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook wouldn't be a bad idea. But buy one or both of my books, make my day, get a lot of good insights, and then bring them to the sports book. I'll sign them for you. I'll buy you a beer or a ginger ale, and we'll sweat some baseball together. Next, have you downloaded Rhythm and Juice Reel yet? My two favorite sports betting apps. They help me win. They're going to help you win because they're all based on data, which we love. Again, takes away the bias. Let's look at what the numbers are saying. Rhythm for their great AI-backed models and predictions for game bets and player props. Reminder, I think last night they had all those Padres system matches, which helped us win. But then also, Juice Reel. So many great features of Juice Reel. You heard me talk about it at the beginning of the pod. You can get the AI-backed Robo Jackson best bet picks, sharp mush indicators, arbitrage plays, shop for the best line futures. And of course, if you want to support the pod, it's free. Costs you nothing to listen. If you enjoy the insights, you value the insights, I would love for you to toss a $5 bill into the passing of the hat right now, digitally speaking, of course. But for $5 a week, you'll get every best bet pick on Juice Reel as soon as I make it. And I consider that a tip jar. So download Rhythm, download Juice Reel, give them both a 5-star review in the App Store. Now I can say, do you have a live odds page? Well, if you don't have one, you really need one. I'm not trying to upsell you. It's such a critical tool. I couldn't bet without a live odds page. I became a live odds page lover many, many years ago, back when I first started working in the industry at Sports Insights. Really just, having a Bible, a page that is going to be the page that gives you the most amount of critical information and allows you to track the betting market in real time. The betting market's always moving up and down. It's changing. You got to be aware of those changes. Sports betting, my buddy Patrick Maher always talks about timing and temperament. It's not just picking the right side. It's when to get the best number. It's when to pounce, when to lay off. Having obviously a temperament and a personality and a grinders with blinders approach is also critical. But the live odds page, it's so important. It gives you all the games. So you first know, okay, what can I bet on today? Number 2 gives you the start times, the live scoring, the live in-game wagering odds. But more importantly, all the work you're going to do pre-flop during the day, a lot of it comes from the live odds page. Got the open column that never changes, just gives you the opener, all the current odds to the right, quickly see which direction the line has moved, pull up the line history, see all the moves in between. When lines are moving, they get lit up in red, so you know, hey, this is moving. I got a small window here to jump on this number before it moves. And then, of course, finding the best price. Identifying the book that's giving you the best number, I should say. All great features that are available to you with Odds Logic. So if you want to give Odds Logic a shot, highly recommend it. I use it every day. It's fantastic. Once you use it, you're going to love it and keep it. All you got to do is go to oddslogic.com/Josh123. Make sure you do the /Josh123 at the end, because then that will give you a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first month of service. So that about does it for episode 501 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast. As always, guys, 2 final thoughts. 1, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun down in Connecticut, at the Encore in Boston, Plainridge Park Casino, MGM Springfield, or the Nash in my neck of the woods on the border of Massachusetts and Nashville, New Hampshire, or out in the desert where the true grinders get down, where Billy Walters sends his number runners, where the lowest juice possible is found at the South Point, or Sweat and Sharp Contrarian plays, jumping in the stadium swim pool when you cash a big ticket at Circa, wherever it may be. You're going to walk up to me, show me Beautiful. Dad's ticket from last night. The Padres coming through. I don't want to jinx it. I told you guys before. Late night, holding my 5-month-old baby girl, sweating the pods. It's become a ritual, and they've come through quite a bit for us. But whatever you do, don't show me that Pirates ticket. That really annoys me. That should have been a 2-0 last night. But what are you going to do? Dennis Santana pitches great all year, except when we need him to come through, and he completely blows it. So thanks, Santana. But anyway, guys, first one's on me, next one's on you. We'll post about the book. So at Sharp Contrarian plays all night long. So coming off a 1-1, a 2-0, an 0-2, a good night, a bad night, a winning night, a losing night, a hot streak, a cold streak. Whether everything's going our way or nothing's going our way, just got to stick with it. We got to continue to grind. Never get too high when things are going good. Never get too low when things are not going well for us. We just got to stay even-keeled. Play the system matches. Avoid the games with red flags. Look for the games that fit our model. Against the public, with the house, with the pros. Flat bet. Avoid parlays and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful sports bettors. So hope everyone has a fantastic Tuesday night. We'll be right back at it tomorrow for a big Wednesday edition. That'll be episode 502 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. Good luck, everybody, and have a great Tuesday night.